Jones now with ace queen. Can't stay out of the pot. Continuing on level 4 from last night, where the blinds are 1 and 2 million. 2 million in the big blind ante. Currently 300 big blinds on the table.
Wow.
Oh, an ace king for Walton. Here's a matchup. Weinman steps away from the fray.
Walton with 60 big blinds, effective stack. How does Jones want to respond to this, knowing that, of course, Walton can have some light 3-bets?
You have about 100 back, 110?
Yeah, to look at the screen, to be honest, I'm not totally sure.
Certainly this deep, calling is an option. 4-betting also an option.
Roughly that.
Big question early here on day 2 of this final table.
Ace Queen rates to be very strong, 3-handed, especially with how active Walton has been to start the day.
Opts for the call. It still builds a pot of 49 million between these two. His ace king, Jones with ace queen. Jack high flop.
Bet 8.5.
Dealer of the year, Alex Burnoff, announces the bet of 8.5 million.
Small sizing on the C-bet, but doesn't really need to go too big. Again, Walton representing a pretty strong range in terms of value hands, and the texture not all that coordinated. Jones sitting there with 2 overcards, and a lot of the time feeling like his ace high could be best as well.
He says he likes to judge his opponents.
22.
And he is going to raise, judge his opponents by their energy. He says he's an empath and can feel that energy coming off his opponents.
All in.
All in. Walton comes back over the top, and Jones gets rid of it. What a pot for Adam Walton.
Boy, snap all in from Adam Walton.
And now here he is amongst the final 3. Don't give up, folks. He was down to 12,000 on day 1.
That tracks, though, with his playing style, right? Definitely somebody who either can accumulate a huge stack or could be out in the first few levels.
Second strong run in the main event for Walton in 3 years. Finished 42nd a couple of years ago. Ace king again suited.
The second time where Walton just has had Jones absolutely dominated pre-flop.
Well, the last 2 times they have gone to showdown, Jones has gotten lucky on Walton with river cards. Walton with a very wide 3-bet range, but he has had the goods the last few times he has come over the top.
Jones with a pretty nice hand, out of position, How does he want to respond to this 3-bet?
Wow, Walton keeps banging on the door of Steve Jones. These two mixing it up quite a bit. All clubs.
And these are the boards that make it really interesting, right? It's less interesting if the flop just came ace high. Here, neither player with a significant piece, you know, even ace king high doesn't love the fact that they have no club in hand.
Another club, the biggest. Walton pairs up. Very little hesitation from Walton with the 4 clubs on board.
Very small sizing as well from Jones, which makes it easy for Walton to stay in there. Most of the time, you don't expect Jones to be leading the turn without a flush in terms of his value hands.
Club wins if you got one.
No clubs. Ace wins.
Adam Walton understands the image he presents, and he tries to take advantage of it.
Queen 6 of diamonds, Steve Jones.
And this deep, you know, not really necessary to start incorporating a limping range. So as you see, all of the players, you know, coming in from the button have been coming in with an open.
Walton, pocket 8s. And Weinman with pocket aces.
Wow,
oh.
Weinman. What a fortuitous situation to have Walton in the middle with a nice pocket pair.
It was Walton who had the aces last night. It got us down to 3-handed play. On Peter Yachtman going out.
Raise 27 million.
And of course the raise. Steve Jones has been raised a lot so far this afternoon. Yeah, takes a look at Walton. Still to act. He gets out of the way.
Wow, just a snap shove.
It was, and it is aces.
Oh my goodness.
For Weinman. Walton at risk and in trouble.
What were you saying about ICM?
Yes, I won't use the second word again, but that is an amazing turn of events.
Walton thought his aggression was being used wisely there, but Weinman got him.
Wow.
Honestly, just 5, 6, 7, all clubs. Just
all 3 players with their rails. Jones with a huge amount to gain here if he gets heads up right now. Not in the hand even. Pocket 8s for Walton.
I feel so calm.
This is insanity.
Yeah. Couple of clubs. A little help.
I'll just sit back down.
He's going to sit back down.
Adam Walton's chip stack almost as big as Daniel Weinman, and almost now to the point of being gone with 1 snap shove.
Look at the size of the pot. It's crazy.
Millions of dollars in equity on the line.
Weinman best with those aces. Walton looking for an 8.
I knew it would.
All around it, but not quite what Walton's looking for.
And some outs.
6 of diamonds.
He doubles his outs with the straight draw now.
Will we be down to heads up already? Walton needs it now or he's gone. A 6 or an 8 for Walton to stick around. King of clubs on the end. The main event is over just like that for Adam Walton. And for Weinman, a monster chip lead.
What a short, shocking day for Adam Walton.
Congratulations. Good luck. Good shit.
That playing style could get him a lot of chips, but in that situation, got him in a whole lot of trouble.
Three-quarters of the chips in play for Daniel Weinman, now looking for his second World Series of Poker bracelet, and the biggest one of all.
No, I understand.
And here's the snap call all in, thinking his 8s are good, but no, Weinman had the goods. Jones, Jack 8. We continue heads up here. The final 2 from the field of 10,043, the biggest field ever in the main event. Breaking records this year in a lot of events.
Jones deviating a bit, finding a raise now on the button with Jack 8.
Jack 5 deuce, couple of spades, a jack for both of them. Weinman best with the king.
Certainly a cooler and heads-up play to both flop top pair. You can easily see 3 streets going in when you have top pair.
Weinman giving Jones some rope. Steven puts in $6 million.
Is going to be aware of the fact that Jones, who has been limping in for the most part, now raised on the button. So that could be an indication to Weinman about the strength of his hand.
Raise, 18.5.
There's the check raise from Weinman. The total bet, $18.5 million now.
And if Weinman is giving Jones credit for a strong hand pre-flop, when he opens the button, then this is a nice check raise here to just go ahead and fast play. Also, there's going to be, you know, a lot of draws that potentially Weinman is check raising with here. You know, some of those straight combinations, some flush combinations. Don't want a bad card to come off on the turn and kill his action.
Jones, of course, coming along with his Jack 8. Turn card now.
Pretty interesting card on the turn, because if we talk about the potential part of Weinman's range consisting of some of these gut shots on the flop, you know, maybe a 6-4 or, you know, an open under like 4-3, then now those hands have a pair and a straight draw and would likely continue to keep up the aggression. And of course, Weinman's actual hand being top pair with the second best kicker, going to be ahead of a lot of Jones's continue.
What is it? 38 million?
And for the ace X's, that could potentially be in Jones's range as well, that now have a gut shot, ace high, pursuing value. And from Jones's actual hand, it's got to look pretty good against some of those other combinations, some of those semi-bluffs that I talked about Weinman having.
As Alex Fox mentioned, for a rec player. Stephen Jones with good reading ability, good instincts. Hard to get away from this, though.
Yeah, what would he put Weinman on?
Still enough draws, you know, flush draws, pair and straight draws that Jones is beating. Pretty hard to fold top pair on this particular street. I think a lot of times you will see players call and decide on rivers, but this pot getting very big.
There's 600 million chips on the table between them. If Stephen Jones calls here, 20% of them will be in the middle.
Jack high board, both players with a jack in the hole, and Jones with a monster decision here.
Jones knows that there's going to be a lot of bad rivers for his hand. He's worried about investing more chips in this pot and maybe not knowing what to do on certain rivers.
And this call also would represent more than a quarter of Stephen Jones' remaining stack. This has been his longest tank of the heads-up match.
Worth taking the time. This is the most significant pot we've seen in heads-up play so far. This also goes to show what happens, you know, when we have an open raise pre-flop and a call, is these pots get bloated, which is why earlier we saw Jones taking a limping strategy almost 100% of the time on the button, trying to keep the pot small, maybe felt like that wasn't working, chose to raise pre-flop on this hand, and now we've got almost 100 million chip pot.
Daniel Weinman not giving anything away.
This reminds me, I went to the car wash about 2 months ago, and they asked me whether for another $15 I wanted the inside of the car vacuumed, and I was paralyzed. I tanked on it for a while.
Yeah.
They told me sooner or later, you got to make a decision. I saved the money.
Can Jones save chips here? What is his read
All in.
on Daniel Weinman? It's weakness.
Oh my gosh.
How much he wants to know. Wow.
Just trying to shut out
Feels good to fade the snap, though.
any equity from some of those hands I spoke about, some of those flush draws, some of those pair and straight draws. You can understand why Weinman is taking time to think.
Not unlike John Sins
There we
years
go.
ago, who only had to call to win the main event. Weinman now just needs a faded 8 to win the main event.
Just got to dodge an 8.
He's got a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Jones went for the gold right there.
Then you usually do not expect the all-in after that long of a thought process.
You're fine.
Can the best hand hold here?
One card to come. One card between Daniel Weinman and a world championship. Steve Jones, as you see his outs, upper left. He needs an 8. Or Weinman is your winner. It has come down so quickly. The river card. The ace of hearts, and that will do it.
Wow.
He has tasted victory elsewhere, but never on this scale. Daniel Weinman, now the 2023 Main Event champion.
Different kind of showers for Dan, showered in beer. What a victory celebration for him and Israel.
The 35-year-old Atlanta resident is on top of the poker world.
What a battle it was for him. Steve Jones went for it. He tested Daniel at the very end, and Weinman passed the ultimate test. Steve Jones, a runner-up here this year for $6.5 million. What a showing for this non-pro. Good man, Stephen Jones. A final look at our final table results brought to you by Stormax. Weinman, $12.1 million. The biggest ever first prize in the main event. Let's get it down to Kara, and Jamie Gold is here as well.
Daniel, you came in with such a commanding lead into the heads up, and then that moment there where you see the river card and you go and you're at your rail and everyone hugs you. What's going through your mind then?
There's so much stuff. It happened 2 minutes ago. There's a billion thoughts. It's really hard to put into words. I've said it before. You play this tournament every year. You never think you're going to win. You never think you're going to final table, and for it to all come together so well, just felt like I played the best I've ever played in my life. Just, it's incredible.
And you've done this in front of family and friends and so many of the poker industry and the community here. What does it feel like to perform on this stage in front of them?
It's unbelievable. You know, my best friends will tell you that I'm not the most confident guy in the world when it comes to poker. You know, I'm fortunate to be friends with some of the best in the world, and I've never considered myself one of them. Maybe that'll change a little bit now, but to put on this performance and really felt like I played my A game all of the last 2 days, it's awesome.
When we spoke earlier, you said you love your job, you love your life. That's not going to change. So how does your life change after something like this?
I still think my answer holds true. I mean, there's more money in the bank. It's always nice. It takes a lot of stress off of things in life. I still do really enjoy what I do for a living. I still will be out on the golf course very soon. And my boss can probably expect me in the office this week.
Okay, well, it's going to be a lot of money in the bank and a beautiful bracelet. And to present that bracelet, I have the 2006 world champion here from the main event, Jamie Gold, with this beautiful piece of jewelry for you.
You want me to, Oh, yes, yes. So it is my unbelievable pleasure and honor to be here, to get, you have such great crowd back here. It is my greatest honor after 17 years to be able to pass this on, and you are now the biggest winner in the history of poker. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Present to you our newest world champion. Please lift the bracelet, Daniel Weinman.
Last year, Daniel Weinman won his first World Series bracelet in a $1,000 event. This year, he takes the main event for $12.1 million with a tremendous performance.
A worthy champion. Stephen Jones, of course, played great, but in the end, Weinman got it done. And look at his friends and family cheering him on from the rail.
Well, that'll do it